in the comment section of this YouTube video. At least hear me out first, and then if you still disagree, go ahead and get mad. As you can see in the title, I believe the one tricks should not be dodging when their champion is banned or picked. And I'll get into the downsides of that for the teammates' perspective in a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to talk about it from the one tricks perspective. If you dodge every single time you can't get your champ, just like in this screenshot here, where it's literally only that champion in your ranked solo games, then you're slightly inflating your own elo, because that is the whole purpose of the ban system or pick system, like pick order. It is so that you have to be able to adapt to what the opponent does or what is particularly strong, because if something is really strong and a lot of people want to pick it, then that is in a way controlling the value you can get out of that character, which is good. That is a good thing. Is then, let's say your character is really strong at the time. The case that I like to use for right now is Cassante. He's been good for a while, has a high ban rate, and his pick rate's not super high, but that's just because his ban rate is ridiculous. But as you go higher up in elo, his pick rate will go up and up along with his ban rate. Anyway, so let's say you play something like Cassante. If you don't dodge and you reach an elo, we'll say like Emerald 4, versus somebody else that is a different champion main like Urgot. At least at the time of making this video, Urgot is by no means a meta champion. So let's say Urgot gets to Emerald 4 playing Urgot one tricking. Those two are not the same. However, if the Cassante doesn't dodge whenever his champion is banned or picked, and the same goes for the Urgot, then they are the same skill level of player, because they are having to play other characters that aligns with how strong their primary character is. If you get banned a lot, then you should be able to be better on your second champion, or your primary champion really sucks, then you don't have to do quite as well on your second champion. That's okay. It evens out. And back to the perspective of teammates. Of course, if you do this, especially in high elos, where you just try to do this the first time without playing another champion a bunch in norms, flex, another account, something to give you just like a serviceable play level, then yeah, you're gonna be griefing the game. So I'm not saying do this immediately in ranked. You prep for it, and then when it does happen, you play your champion. Your secondary champion, it doesn't even have to be super high win rate for you. 40% is enough for most people to climb with their main champion, because their main champion may have like 55-60% win ratio, and they get that most of the time. But in the rare occasion that they do have to play a different champion, if their win rate's a little bit lower, it's not that big of a deal. You can still definitely climb in the long term regardless. And the little bits of information that you'll get from playing that other champion is going to help a lot. All that being said, I can understand the perspective of someone that has very low amounts of time. If you're struggling to even get like 10-15 games a week in, then yeah, you might need to dodge more if your champion is very high ban rate. All that being said, this is from the perspective of wanting to improve in the long term. If you're someone that plays exclusively for fun and so you just like playing that champion, then hey, all you. Or if you're somebody that has very limited time where you can only play like one game a day, then yeah, it's a little bit more understandable to be dodging when you don't get your champion, because otherwise that whole day is spent on a champion you're not particularly trying to learn. However, I would argue that you're doing that to yourself if that is happening often with your particular champion. Maybe you need to be playing a different champion then if you have barely any time and you're playing something that's contested very often. Anyone that's familiar with my content, or me in general, may be thinking, but Aberrant, you're a one trick on your top lane account, which is true. I do pretty much exclusively play Garen on my top lane account. However, as you can see if you look at my account, whenever I get put on a situation where I can't play Garen, or I'm even like auto-filled, I still play it out. I accept whatever happens. The only time that I dodge is if someone is genuinely trolling, like Nunu with Ghost Cleanse, or someone says they're going to run it down, then sure, yeah, dodge. But you do need to be able to adapt to whatever happens in champ select, because that's the whole purpose of the ban and pick system.